let's catch up on the stocks making headlines from major investments, deals, order wins, acquisitions, and earnings surprises. Here's a quick look at the stocks in focus on April 28th. We've got quite a few companies showing promising growth today.
Right, it looks like a pretty packed day, focusing on companies making strategic moves that could really shake things up. Let's dive right in.
First up is Manorama Industries Limited. Their Q4 financial year 2025 revenues jumped by 80% year-over-year. That's a huge increase.
Absolutely. And their full-year revenue also grew significantly. They're anticipating even more growth in financial year 2026. Think of it like a snowball effect. They've built momentum and are expecting it to continue.
So with that kind of growth, do you think Manorama Industries is positioning itself as a leader in its sector?
Well, their EBITDA also surged by a whopping 208% in Q4, so that suggests that these weren't just sales but efficient growth with good margins.
Moving on, Rossari Biotech Limited saw a revenue increase of 22.6% in Q4. Plus, they're planning a 192 crore rupees capital expenditure for expansion.
That's interesting, indicating they are confident about future demand. It's like they are planting seeds now, for a bigger harvest later. I wonder what their specific plans are for the expansion.
They mentioned it's across their subsidiaries, so it sounds like a widespread upgrade. How might this affect their stock in the long run?
Well, if they manage this expansion efficiently, it could lead to increased production capacity and potentially higher revenues, making them more attractive to investors. Of course, we advise investors to check with certified experts before taking any investment decisions.
Okay, next is Alembic Pharmaceuticals Limited. They've commissioned a new manufacturing facility with an investment of 205 crore rupees.
Right. Alembic already has multiple facilities that are optimally utilized, so this expansion is not just an addition, it's a strategic move to transition third-party products in-house and grow the business. It's like upgrading from a home kitchen to a commercial one.
And they're financing it through internal accruals and borrowings, which shows a balanced approach, right?
Exactly. It's not just leveraging debt, they're using their own funds too, showing confidence in their ability to generate returns from this investment.
NRB Bearings Limited announced a 200 crore rupees capacity expansion for European OEM programs. That sounds significant.
It is. Securing nominations from Magna and other major European customers means they are a trusted supplier. This expansion is all about scaling up to meet existing and future demand.
Plus, they secured additional business for e-drive platforms from big names like BMW and Mercedes-Benz. So they're playing a key role in the EV space?
Absolutely. The shift towards EVs is undeniable, and NRB Bearings is positioning itself to be a key supplier. Their prior nomination of 400 crore rupees is also noteworthy.
Next up is Aurobindo Pharma Limited, where CuraTeQ Biologics received a positive CHMP opinion for their trastuzumab biosimilar, Desublis.
This is huge news for them. A positive CHMP opinion means that the drug is likely to get marketing authorization in the EU. It's like getting a stamp of approval from a top regulatory body.
So what does this mean for Aurobindo Pharma's plans to launch biosimilars?
Well, they aim to launch at least 10 biosimilars by 2030. Desublis getting this recommendation really paves the way, boosting investor confidence in their pipeline.
Biocon Limited also had a positive CHMP opinion for their denosumab biosimilars, Vevzuo and denosumab BBL.
Yes, it appears to be a great period for biosimilar advancements. Like Aurobindo, a positive CHMP opinion can do wonders for Biocon's future.
And these recommendations are based on comparability with the reference product for bone health. So, the biosimilars are proven to be as effective?
Exactly. They've demonstrated similar pharmacokinetic, safety, efficacy, and immunogenicity profiles, ensuring they're a viable alternative.
Now let's talk about Aurum PropTech Limited. They announced improved profitability in financial year 2025 with increased total income.
They are doing great. This shows they're on the right track to really capture more of the rental and distribution market. It's about turning potential into profit.
With the rental segment contributing 60% of their income and the distribution segment growing significantly, it seems they've found a solid formula, wouldn't you say?
I'd say so. To add, they manage 37,500 rental units with a pretty high occupancy rate. This indicates their operational efficiency and market demand.
RailTel Corporation of India Limited secured a work order valued at over 90 crore rupees from the Institute of Road Transport.
Another impressive deal. Implementing an ERP system for major transport corporations is a significant project. Think of it as providing the central nervous system for these organizations, streamlining their operations.
The project is expected to be completed by October 2026. That's a long-term commitment, right?
Absolutely. These kinds of projects not only generate revenue but also solidify RailTel's position as a key player in the IT solution space for transportation.
Harsha Engineers International Limited entered into a letter of intent for the supply of stamping products.
That's good news for them. Formalizing an agreement with a multinational group means they are reliable.
And an estimated value of 18 crore rupees per annum for the next 5 years?
Steady revenue for the foreseeable future is always a good sign for investors. Their expertise in stamping products can prove very valuable to a lot of AC compressor manufacturers.
SBC Exports Limited was awarded a work order by the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. The aggregate value is over 1.72 crore rupees.
Securing a government contract is always a feather in the cap for any company. It validates their capabilities and opens doors for future collaborations.
It encompasses office support, project management support, and rollout services. So it's a comprehensive solution they're providing?
Exactly. It's not just one-off support. It's an integrated approach which likely involves ongoing maintenance and upgrades, ensuring continued revenue streams.
Lastly, Eicher Motors Limited launched the 2025 Hunter 350 with new features and color options.
This is all about keeping their product line fresh and appealing to consumers. The Royal Enfield brand has a loyal following, and updates like these can drive sales.
The updated motorcycle includes enhanced suspension and refined ergonomics, which are key for riders.
Right. Focus on the riding experience with new releases is vital. A satisfied customer is more likely to return and to spread the word about the experience.
That's true. And with prices starting at 1.49 lakh rupees, it's still accessible to a wide range of buyers, right?
Exactly. Balancing premium features with affordability is a smart move to capture a larger market share. Hey, if you're enjoying this content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
So, a lot of activity in the market today. Companies are not just sitting still. They're actively expanding, innovating, and securing new business.
It's a vibrant mix of growth strategies, from capacity expansions to new product launches and strategic partnerships, showing a lot of potential for investors.
What do you think the long-term outlook is for these companies, and how do you think they'll continue to perform in the coming quarters?
Only time will tell. But based on today's news, these companies are certainly worth keeping a close eye on. Each one has its own unique growth story, and it'll be interesting to see how they unfold.